What's going on, everyone? The Arid Lord's back. Yeah, I still make videos. um, Apologies for the very long hiatus that I've been on for the channel. I think this is the longest stretch of time that I haven't uploaded a video on the YouTube channel. I've missed all sorts of Walking Dead news, which I suppose I should make vlogs about and stuff. But a combination of starting a new job and COVID have kind of I have not had COVID, let me preface that. But just a combination of just life circumstances haven't allowed me to really make videos for the channel. And, you know, there have been others covering the content and stuff, so I just kind of had to assess where I was at with all of that. But I wanted to make this video, as the title insinuates, I wanted to make this video because there's something that I've been meaning to get off my chest, and I foolishly tried to purchase the device, kind of knowing what I was getting myself into, and I've kind of stopped at this point because it's poorly run from many angles. And obviously what I'm talking about is the launch of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. I think that's the name of it. I don't know. It's such a terrible name by Microsoft. I don't know if you guys saw reports of people buying like the wrong console. Like people got like the Xbox One X instead of the Series X. Like it, I don't know what moron went into a freaking like advertising meeting with like Microsoft execs and said, like, all right, well, the Xbox One wasn't the most popular console name when we launched it. Let's see. How are we going to try to redeem ourselves for our next console? Oh, I know. Have a naming convention that overlaps with the previous console that we have, an edition that we already put out. That makes sense. Seriously, I think the Xbox 360 was the last good console name that they had. The original Xbox and the Xbox 360, they're the only two consoles that had logical names, because they used to say for Xbox 360, like, it's a 360 gaming experience. Xbox One, oh, it's the one console that can do everything, even though it's like Xbox One, you know, insinuating it's the first Xbox. And now we have Series X. Like, what the hell does that? I don't even know what the hell that means. I don't know. Please, someone tell me what the hell the name Xbox Series X. Anyway, I didn't make this vlog to shit on Microsoft. I'm making this vlog because I'm pissed off with how Sony and Microsoft, they're both to blame. So I am not in any way taking sides in terms of like console wars. Like, this is not freaking the good old days of like the height of the console wars when it was like the 360 versus the PlayStation 3 versus the Wii. Like, no, like people are doing more cross-play stuff. Like this year, Call of Duty Warzone, you could play cross-play. Like, if you had a PlayStation 4, you could play with people who are on Xbox. I actually did that. Like, I didn't record it, but there were some friends I had who had the Xbox One, and I was using my PlayStation 4 to play with them. I'm looking over there because that's where my PlayStation is. That's how I played with them. And it's becoming more common that there's less restrictions between gamers, and I think that there's more of this coming together. Like, they're competing, but there's more of like this kind of coming together. As I take a sip of water. But yeah, like the console wars are kind of breaking down a little bit more. Like and that's, it seems like more people are buying the PlayStation 5 than the Xbox Series X, just from like buying reports. But I guess to get to my main point here, like, and again, if for anyone who's tried to buy either of these consoles, like, you know why I'm frustrated with this process, because people, I don't even know how they do it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I wonder if, like, the only legitimate way you can buy this console is if you, like, get, like, robots. Like, people do mass buying strategies with robots, with bots, in order to, I don't know what happens. Like, I'm not sure, as soon as, because there's websites like Walmart, GameStop, and then there's, like, obscure ones like Kohl's, and they'll send, like, updates. Like, oh, at, like, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have another round of PlayStation 5, like, you know, that it's going to be in stock from, like, you know, starting at this time. So you would think, kind of like concert tickets, if any of you guys have bought concert tickets, when you buy concert tickets, when you purchase the ticket, it's saved in your cart. So that way someone can't buy the ticket from you while you're trying to purchase it. Someone made a very good point and said, that's like standing in line. Like, you have the PlayStation 5, you physically have the box. You're in line physically waiting to purchase it. And a guy in front of you who doesn't have a console points to your console and says, oh, I want to buy his. Even though you're standing there with the console in your fucking hands, somebody else points and says, yeah, I want it. Because they cut the line. And the robots is basically like cutting the line. That's the way of cheating, because people, legitimate people like you and me, who is watching this video, try to go on, buy the console without bots. Just, we just go on at the time that they say to go on. We hit add to cart as quick as possible. We put in our credit card and our address information, like all of the information you can preload into Walmart or any of these websites, so you have the most expedited purchasing as possible. And still, I remember I called a Walmart customer service person because I just needed to rant, and then I actually thought after the fact, I was like, oh, I could do my YouTube channel because that's a much better venue. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, it's impossible for people to buy this. Like, I would love to see the margins when Walmart puts out on 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, you guys can buy it. It's open. Like, we have more in stock. Go wild. PlayStation 5, you can buy it. I would love to see a chart, like a breakdown, like a spreadsheet or whatever, of the percentage of people who purchased it. Like, legitimate people who purchased it, as opposed to, like, robots. As opposed to, like, bot purchases that just bought a million of these things. And I think it's a failure of two things. I blame Sony and Microsoft. They should not have released the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I'm sorry. They should have waited until next fall. It was absolute bullshit to release a next-gen console, a sought-after next-gen console during a fucking pandemic. I don't know who thought... Like, the CEO is such a... Like, I saw the CEO of Sony was like, we have no PlayStations. We don't have any. There's none left. And he's listing legitimate concerns like, okay, yes, your production facilities in China or wherever the fuck they make these consoles, you can't make them as quickly because of COVID and in-person restrictions with masks. Like, I understand that. If that was the case, you shouldn't have released the console this year. Microsoft and Sony should have had like a joint meeting and said, listen, if you agree to not release the Xbox Series X this December, November, whatever, we won't release ours. Like, they should have made like a pact, like the freaking Nazi-Soviet pact of 1939 between the Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. To throw some history lessons in there for you. Not saying that Sony and Microsoft are Nazi Germany and Soviet Union. But anyway, basically like a pact between the companies to say, we'll wait a year. Because the world, like now that as of freaking November 23rd when I'm making this video, 3 vaccines have been listed for COVID, and 2 of them have a very high success rate. There's already millions of doses of vaccines starting. They're thinking in a month people are going to be vaccinated, more people in the spring. I would bet that the world is more back to normal a year from now. Like a year from now, in November of 2021, I would bet that most people are vaccinated, but the world is more back to normal. So why would you not take advantage of releasing a console during that period? Like, why would you not? Because more people can buy it. Like, yes, it's selling out right now, but that doesn't matter because your numbers could be way larger if you had fucking waited. If you had waited and said, okay, we'll do this, because then more people can be in the factories making the consoles. So then you have a larger surplus. There is more supply to meet the demand. Like, supply and demand is one of the core functions of marketing. Marketing 101, supply and demand. Very simple concept here. And all you needed to do was wait until a certain period of time where you could match the demand. You can't match the demand right now. And it's like, people are pissed. I follow PlayStation on Facebook. Every post they make in their comments section, and I know Facebook comments isn't the greatest measuring stick. I know stupidest people fucking comment on Facebook. It's a cesspool, I know. But I haven't seen happy users. I mean, Twitter too. Across social media, I haven't seen anyone happy right now. The only people that have PlayStation 5s are people that lucked out because if you remember, this was a disaster when the consoles were first announced. All of the retail stores made them available early by mistake. I don't know if you guys remember that. This was like Walmart and Target and like some of the big branded stores made them available by accident. And people were pissed because they signed up on Sony's direct website to get notifications as to when they could purchase the console. And then it just gets released by the retailers and it's like, oh, it's all sold out. Like, what? This wasn't even fair from the start. So there was no legitimate way, unless you were super lucky, you just happened to be on your computer when all these websites just, we'll just do it. Because as soon as one store did it, the stores wanted to compete with themselves. So then they released their stock. And then it was like one after another, a domino effect. And then effectively it was sold out within freaking, like not even a few hours or even a minute or whatever the heck the frame of time was. And then slowly but surely, there's more in stock, there's more in stock, there's more in stock. But then it's all the problems I just told you with bots and fucking stupid scalpers. And right now, again, I think the average price on eBay, because eBay's the only website you can get a PlayStation 5 right now. Or, I mean, I don't know I know PlayStation 5, it seems like, is in more demand than the Xbox Series X, and that PlayStation 5 is the console I want, not the fuck, I'm done with Microsoft. I don't know why I would get an Xbox Series X. I saw videos of the interface where it almost looks the same as the Xbox One, and I don't know what exclusives I'd buy for it. Like, Halo is dead. I don't know. I always think of Gears of War and Halo. And obviously I was the biggest Halo 3 fan and Halo Reach, and I put up with that Master Chief collection where the multiplayer didn't function properly. But, I even played Halo 5, and that game was abysmal. And what was that, 5 years ago? I mean, like, I've basically been done with Halo for a long time. I'm probably not going to get Halo Infinite. I'd have to get the new Xbox, right, in order to get it. So there's no reason. No, I mean, like, I got both consoles years ago, and I played more games back then for, like, YouTube, and I followed more stuff. But I'm even thinking, like, I didn't buy many games for the Xbox One. I think I only played 2 exclusive. I think it was, what was it? Dead Rising 3, I think it was, no, 4. Dead Rising 4 or 3, I forget which one it was. It was whichever one was exclusive. And then I think I really bought it for Master Chief Collection, like Halo 5 and Master Chief Collection. Those are the only, I didn't really buy many Xbox One games because the PlayStation 4, I had a larger hard drive, I should preface. I bought like a 1 terabyte hard drive for it. And any cross-console game I got for PlayStation, and then all of their exclusives were far better with The Last of Us, God of War, Spider-Man. They just have better I don't even know how it's a competition. Like, they just have better exclusives. It's just the better console. It just is. Like, they made up for all their blunders back in the 360 era where they didn't compete with Microsoft enough. And Microsoft had the better online infrastructure, but now Sony competed. And ever since that Xbox One freaking always online, no trade-in disc thing, like that was the permanent flip, man. And there's no flip this console generation. The PlayStation 4 into PlayStation 5, they're just continuing their dominance. It seems like, because it seems like more people are going for PlayStation 5 than the Xbox Series X. Which, again, I stupidest fucking name on the planet. Every time I say it, I just feel stupid saying it. Series X. What a dumb fucking name for a console. PlayStation 5. You just go in order. Sony, like, every console, like, in the future, the next 10, 20 years, PlayStation 6, PlayStation 7, they can just keep adding numbers until maybe they want to change it up, or I don't know. But why would they? They should just keep adding numbers onto the fucking console. Like, it just keeps going up. Xbox has dug itself into this hole where they have to keep renaming the stupid thing. And I know, because the original Xbox came out the same time as the PlayStation 2, you couldn't call it Xbox 2 because then it would be like Xbox 2 to Xbox 3 and, number superiority. I get it. But there was better naming conventions out there. Come on, Microsoft. I'm still fucking getting on your case about that. And I'm not going to let it go. It's part of this video now. This is a partial Microsoft rant. And this is also me pissed at how these consoles were handled, man. Like, and to be fair, like, I've been so busy. I haven't, like, Ghost of Tsushima or whatever the... I keep messing up the name of that game. I know, I apologize. I've been saying it to my friends, and my friend's like, how do you keep getting the name of the game wrong? It's one of the top games on PlayStation, another PlayStation exclusive of 2020. I haven't even touched it. I have it downloaded, haven't touched it, haven't touched a new Call of Duty. Usually I play the new Zombies mode and all that stuff. My friends haven't. I just been busy. Like, again, this year has been, like unlike any other. I've been busy. Haven't had time to upload stuff to the channel. I've been adapting, okay? I've been adapting to a new schedule. And ultimately, like, my side hobby of writing, I've been taking that far more seriously just with, like, the free time I have. Like, the nature of the time I have, I've been doing more writing-based stuff, which has also, like, when I'm not working my new job, I've been doing that. So... I know the Walking... not to make this a Walking Dead vlog. I'll make a Walking Dead update eventually, but they announced when the new episodes come out for the extra episodes of Season 10. That'll be fun, and I'll cover that, and I'm glad that they released that, and I will probably cover it. But for now, I don't know what to suggest to anyone who wants to get the new consoles. I really don't. Like, it's all bullshit. Like, I wouldn't waste your time... Because it's like GameStop, it's all a farce. They're like, oh, you could buy the console. It's like even the most expensive bundles, like the $700, $800 bundles, you can't buy them. They're just too expensive. And then some websites release stock at the most ungodly hours of the night. Like, I think Best Buy had a 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time launch window for like extra stock of PlayStation 5s. And I was like, I'm not waking up at 3 fucking a.m. to purchase a freaking video game console at the end of the day, man. So there's 3 levels, obviously, that I've gone over with you guys. I'm angry at Sony and Microsoft for not waiting a year. Why release a fucking console in a pandemic? Because the store, like, you're also bleeding the stores because the stores don't have the stock for the console. And other products don't have this problem. Like when Apple release a new iPhone, like other companies, there's a right way to do this. Other companies for other products have done this better than Sony, than Microsoft, which is pathetic because both Sony and Microsoft have other products that they release. Microsoft obviously has computers, tablets, Sony with their speakers, and I mean they both are media conglomerates of technology. These consoles are just one portion of their gaming divisions, and like they couldn't they couldn't figure out how to get this right. They just couldn't. And so now you get consoles going for close to $2,000, which I don't recommend. Do not buy a freaking console for like $1,600. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing lowest $1,000 up to $2,000 to buy a fucking play. Are you kidding me? No, like that's like 3 down payments on a car. That's like 3 months, like 3 months of like payments on a fucking automobile, and you're spending that on a freaking video game console. And again, maybe it's because I'm getting older that I don't value sitting in front of my TV just getting achievements and playing video games and filming it as much anymore. But man, if you're gonna buy something like that, buy it for the fucking price that it's set at. Like, do not give any of these scalping douchebags don't give them a cent. Don't give them a freaking cent of your money. Because I'm seeing horrific images. Like, there are people on eBay who aren't just, like, if they were selling one console, okay, fine. Maybe it's just one, whatever. Like, maybe they bought it and didn't want it, or blah, who knows. Unlikely, but whatever. I'm seeing people who have, like, 8, 9, 10. They literally are, like, showboating. Like, have pictures of consoles stacked. Like a warehouse of PlayStation consoles, the boxes. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like, these are the people that ran the bots. They mass bought these fucking things, and because the infrastructure of Walmart, the infrastructure of Best Buy's websites is so fucking piss poor, that's the other problem. Why are you letting people buy multiple consoles? You should have a one console limit. You cannot add more than 2 of the console to your cart. You shouldn't be able to do that. When I purchase, and the only thing I can think of that comes close, I mentioned concert tickets earlier, but every year I go to PAX East, okay, the Penny Arcade Expo in Boston. I don't know if it's going to be happening next year. It just avoided COVID last year. It happened in early March, right before the COVID explosion of stay-at-home orders happened. So I snuck it in going to PAX East 2020. So there was a PAX East right before all hell broke loose. But I don't know if there's going to be one in the spring. You know, it might be cutting it close with the vaccines. But the point being is they sell these tickets online, okay? They sell the tickets online, and they have like one time. They don't tell people when. That's the thing. They don't tell people. And I'm actually starting to see the genius in this strategy. PAX says it's going to be sometime in October or November. We're not telling you when it's going to happen. It just will happen randomly. Now, the trend is Tuesday afternoon, it seems like, but like most of the time they don't tell you. So you just have to be lucky around your Twitter. Just like have your Twitter around, follow the account. Oh my gosh, tickets are available. And then you go, but when you reserve a freaking ticket, there's a timer. So when you add the fucking ticket to your cart, it says this will be in your cart for like 5 minutes. And then there's a countdown timer for you to put in your credit card, your address, and all of your personal information to purchase it. Why is the same thing not happening for these websites? Why? Like, how is there not communication between Walmart and Sony to say, hey, Sony's sending us 100, like, sake of argument, 1,000 PlayStation 5s, okay? We're going to limit it to 1 per person, and we're going to make it so that if you add it to your fucking cart, it stays in the cart, and you have a limited amount of time to buy it. And you know that pesky thing on websites, you know when you're like filling out a form or you're signing up for an account, it could be for anything, and there's that little box that says, I'm not a robot. And you check that, it's always a nuisance, right? Like, why is that button there? Like, oh, I'm not a robot. What the heck? What could that mean? That is why that's there. To stop people, cocksuckers, who have these bots, who mass buy consoles to fucking make money off of poor people who want them. That's what they're there for. And for some reason, these conglomerates don't put restrictions in like that. And all it does is shake faith in your service. Why would I ever want to use Walmart again for anything? Why would I want to use them if you're just being a bunch of dishonest, poor, lackluster retailers? Why? I would like, at least Amazon hasn't released any yet. They haven't released any. I think there was that first wave, and then it's just been dead, silent. Walmart, it's like, oh yeah, we have these different waves that you can buy the consoles, but again, your process is shit, so it's not even worth it. I could fucking do every single time, and I still wouldn't be able to get the console because your website freezes, it crashes, bots buy all the fucking consoles, you can't save it to your cart. Like, it's a mess. Like, this is the United States here, people. Like again, for a country with so many advancements, you wonder to yourself, like how are you missing this? This helps drive sales by making sure this process is tight. It helps drive sales. In a few days, you'll have Black Friday, which is historically the biggest spending day of the fucking year. Arguably, there are other times in Christmas, but it's usually Black Friday. And again, there aren't in-store purchases because of COVID, which makes sense. But all of the online methods are garbage. No normal person can go about buying this console, and all it just frustrates people. Like, it creates a negative aura, and you want a positive aura around the next generation. And all people are feeling right now is frustration. They're frustrated, they're jealous because they see people on YouTube and Twitch, big rich streamers. Oh, I got the PlayStation 5 just sent to me. It's like, okay, great, good for you. Normal people can't buy it right now. No one can buy it right now. It is impossible to buy unless you bend over backwards and fucking, sign the deed to your house to some jackwagon in fucking Little Rock, fucking Arkansas, jerking off to fucking 30 PlayStation 5 so he can pay his fucking mother's rent with that money. And he just bought a bazillion consoles with some fucking hacking software because Walmart's too stupid not to put any restrictions in a little box that says I'm not a robot so that normal people can purchase it, which is the fucking point the whole damn time. So, in conclusion, get a better fucking system, obviously, and please, like, eBay should be stepping in too. They should be taking shit down like this. And this happened when COVID first happened. With toilet paper, hand sanitizer, masks. Does anyone remember the first few, the weeks in March and April when the pandemic was really getting bad? And there was the freaking hoarding and the panic buying? Yeah, remember when it felt like a freaking zombie apocalypse movie? Like The Walking Dead, which I have still... I don't know why I didn't take that down. But yeah, it's still on the freaking right side of the screen here. Yeah, people were doing that in websites like Amazon and eBay. Like, finally, because it was affecting people's health, they stepped in and said, no, you're not reselling this. No, this is unethical. It's not right. This isn't capitalism, it's scum. You're not doing it. Why is the same thing not happening for the PlayStation? Like, I understand hand sanitizer saving someone's life in a fucking video game console. I know, apples and oranges. But at the same time, it's the principle of the thing. Okay? It's the principle of the thing. And just, eBay should be helping the process. But none of these companies are doing anything. eBay's not taking the orders down. Walmart and these other websites, I keep mentioning Walmart, but it's GameStop as well, Best Buy, Kohl's, any of these places. Their website processes are garbage. They have no precautions, no security, nothing in place to stop people from abusing their fucking website, even though they're these bazillion-dollar corporations. And then Sony and Microsoft, no one's doing anything. It's a fucking free-for-all of when people can buy these consoles. And honestly, if I were you, I would boycott it. I wouldn't even try to buy these consoles. I would say, fuck you, Sony and Microsoft. You messed this up. And I'm not dealing with your crap until next year. Like, I bought the PlayStation 4 when it came out. Because, duh, it wasn't a pandemic and it was easier to get. But this is ridiculous that what we have to go through. This is absolutely ridiculous. We're fans. We want to be fans. We're showing that dedication by trying to show up and buy these consoles on the times that the companies are listing. And we're continually getting fucked in the ass because no one cares. Not the retailers, not the online websites that resell shit, not the major game developers that made the consoles in the first place. No one. It's silence, it's randomness, it's the fucking Hunger Games of purchasing. May the odds be in your favor. Oh, and most of the time, you're the fucking person from District 12 that gets chopped in half, okay? Most people don't have this console. Most, okay? So that's it. Disaster. This was a great comeback for making videos again. But I'm bullshit about this, man. And again, like, I feel like I shouldn't even give a dime. And I refuse to spend any money. One of my friends was desperate to get it and was like, oh, maybe I'll just get it on eBay. I'm like, dude, do not give these scalpers the satisfaction. That's what they want, to make double the profit off of you. No. I'll just wait until maybe eBay finally gets some fucking sense in their head and shuts down all these stupid accounts that are mass selling consoles. And hopefully that happens. I'm going to bide my time in hope. Maybe I'll send a fucking email or petition to eBay and say, hey, take down these accounts. These people need to send their consoles back. Like, they shouldn't fucking have them. They shouldn't have them. And shame on these websites for not rejecting their order. If you see someone buying 10 fucking PlayStation 5s, please flag the order and reject it. Like, again, one per person. One per person. I heard that GameStop, I'll make this last point. I heard that GameStop has 2 consoles of the PlayStation 5 in person. Okay, very interesting. Now, you'd have to get there at 3 a.m., sleep overnight outside the GameStop, and then be like one of the first 2 people. If you're not the first 2 people in line, you're not getting it. For a split second, I thought to myself, maybe I should wait in line for the console, like physically. But then I was like, wait, number one, I don't want to fucking risk getting COVID. That's stupid. And then number 2, the first 2 people in line are going to get it. So if I see people in front of me, I know that I lost. I got to be the first fucking schmuck. So, like, what's the point? But even then, it's 1 per person. So it's 1 per person in stores, but it's not 1 per person on the websites. I'm seeing a discrepancy here. Like, what? Ugh. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these companies. I don't, but I'm not giving them a fucking dime. I'm not giving them a dime of my money. And until I feel sad, until it's like next year, until it's as simple to buy a PlayStation 5 as it is to buy a fucking bag of goldfish from CVS. That is when I will spend money on a fucking PlayStation 5. But as long as it's sold out, fuck them. I think every game you can buy on PlayStation 4. Miles Morales, the new Call of Duty. I don't know when the new Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I played the first one, beat the whole thing 100%. I really want to play the second one. I don't know if it is only on PlayStation. Is it? Let me search that real quick. Let me see. Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Is it going to be on what? I don't know. It seems like it's only on PlayStation 4. Oh, yeah. It's on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation... See, we're not at the point in the console period where games are only coming out on the PlayStation 5. They're not. Like, they won't do... I'd say 2 years. Give it 2 years, and then PlayStation 5 games, it'll be like PS5 only. You have to get the PS5. I could be wrong, but that's just my hunch. So, alright. I'm done ranting. This was a fucking disaster. Get your shit together, Sony, Microsoft, Walmart, Best Buy, Kohl's, freaking... I don't know where else. Amazon, I mean, they didn't even list anything yet. And eBay. Flag these people and stop letting them resell these consoles. It's not right. It's unethical. And, like, I saw one post from, like, this grandfather. He's like, I had to spend $1,400 for a PlayStation 5, but my grandson really wants it. And for him, I would make that purchase. And I was like, you know what? That's really nice. That's yeah, you're a good grandfather, and I mean but that shouldn't have to have happened though, and that hurts to see, man. Like, that's an honest person who loves their grandson, and that, like, they're being forced to, like, they would give them the world, and like people, like, they're it's just taking advantage of people, man. It's deceptive and cruel. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's just wrong, man. Like, that's money that people could, I mean, and especially in a pandemic, okay? Especially in a pandemic, that's money people could be setting aside for food, gas, like whatever, like you know, toilet paper. If there's another freaking surge of people going to buy that like stuff in mass again. Like, you know, that's like $500. I mean, like, again, that's for both a lot. You know, that's rent money. Like, it's just messed up, man. It's just messed up. I don't get people. But But anyway, this vlog has gone on long enough. Thank you guys for listening to me rant. This felt good to do. I miss being on the YouTube channel. So let's do it again sometime. The next vlog will be Walking Dead related because I owe you guys an explanation on where I've been. I haven't dealt with anything with Fear the Walking Dead or World Beyond, and I know that I think they just wrapped up both of them, the mid-season finales or finales of or whatever. Yeah, let's get back to form here. But this was a good this was a good comeback. This was a good comeback video. So glad to have done it. All right, thanks guys. Peace out.